Hello everyone, and welcome to the YumYum Report, a new series that I plan to upload as frequently as possible, covering small punchy updates on the Gold Coast theme parks, as well as other theme parks and attractions in Australia. And occasionally I also plan to give updates on other popular theme parks around the world such as Disney and Universal, so stay tuned. On Friday we popped into Dreamworld for a short visit to check out the progress on the deconstruction for the claw, which is currently being removed in preparation for construction of the new King Claw, which is set to open in late 2025. The first thing we noticed arriving at Dreamworld was there appeared to be some large pieces of the original claw ride sitting in the car park. On closer inspection, it looks like these are being kept in very good condition. I'm not exactly sure what parts of the rides these are because I don't understand, but it does look like they're being kept in very good condition, which makes me wonder if they have plans to maybe resell it or to repurpose it. This is something that many people have pointed out, and it makes me wonder, do they plan to maybe sell it off to another park in Australia, the same way that they did with Buzzsaw to Goombaya World in Victoria? Or do they have other plans to maybe reuse some of the parts? I'm not really sure, I don't understand how it works, but they are definitely keeping it in good condition. Inside the park, progress on the deconstruction of the claw is moving ahead very fast, very quickly, and once again they're keeping many of these parts in very nice condition, including the sign for the claw, which I wonder if they'll reuse for King Claw. In the concept art, the sign looks very similar, which is like a nod, I suppose, to the original claw. Looking over the fence, it's quite a large section of land which they've cleared out in preparation for King Claw, which is almost twice as large as the original claw. You can also see the seats for the ride hiding out behind the back of the structure, and these are also looking to be kept in good condition. In other news, it looks like some work is underway on part of the gift shop and exit for Dreamworld. They've sort of partitioned off where the Billabong shop used to be, and they've moved all of this stuff inside the main space, which does make it feel much more full, and I personally think it's a better use of space than what they had before. And I wonder what they have planned for the original Billabong store. My personal hope is that they maybe open a new food outlet in this space. I recently visited Tokyo Disneyland and they had this lovely bakery cafe on the corner, and the architecture and space for this building at Dreamworld kind of gives me a similar vibe, and I really think this would be a great addition for the park because they don't really have anything like this. They do have a cafe, but somewhere selling like freshly baked food and pastries I think would be really nice. Moving along to Rivertown, Dreamworld has once again treated us with more new theming which they're actively adding to the area, which is a welcome addition because the area was already in such a good shape, so it's just an extra cherry on top to see all these things being added. They've got new signposts pointing to the key areas of Rivertown as well as other points of interest around Dreamworld. Moving past Murrissippi Motors, it looks like they've added some kind of tarpaulin or cloth hanging over the open spaces, which I feel like might be due to rain, guests perhaps getting wet. I think this is a smart addition. It fits in well with the theme. Moving along to Jungle Rush for the biggest addition to the area, the giant gemstone, which looks interesting right now, but it is a works in progress. I believe they plan to add some kind of water feature or waterfall underneath the gem, and there's also word that the gemstone itself will light up at nighttime. And I am going to talk about some spoilers inside Jungle Rush itself, so if you want to avoid those, please feel free to skip ahead. Inside the queue line, there's some new additions added to the scaffolding before the station. Just some nice simple touches. Nothing major, but it definitely adds a lot to the atmosphere. There's still no pre-show or anything playing on the screens in the station itself. I believe that once they officially finish the theming for Jungle Rush that this is something they should add. I'm not entirely sure what that will look like. Once again, I recently visited Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea, and my favorite attraction by far, not just at the park but in the entire world, was Indiana Jones. And one standout other than the ride itself, of course, was the queue line, which blew my mind. And they actually had a really cool way of integrating a pre-show into that experience. They basically had like an old film projector playing a pre-show with some safety rules, and you didn't really clock it as something for that purpose. It kind of just felt like another part of the theming, and it was actually quite entertaining. So I feel like this would fit in really well in the queue. I personally would have liked to see it on an actual projector screen, maybe just before you enter the station itself. On the ride itself, there's a big new addition on the lift hill. As you enter the main chamber and you climb the lift hill, they've added some bats hanging from the ceiling, which is such a great addition. The space felt kind of empty before, but this definitely has made it so much more lively, and it kind of draws your eyes away from the empty black walls around. The bats have glow-in-the-dark red eyes, and the sound of bats chattering fills the air. Inside the main chamber, they've also added some kind of water feature to the statue man. I don't know what to call him. The statue man's mouth. So he's got some water coming out of that. It's a little smaller than what I was expecting, but it's a great addition. The bat addition makes sense because the 3 separate paths that you can take on the ride seem to be themed to different animals and insects and bugs and things. You've got the bats and scorpions and a spider, so it does make me wonder if they're going to add some more things to fit these other pathways. As you pass along the scorpion pathway right now, there is 1 or 2 scorpions on the walls, but I feel like they should add some more. I think a really cool effect that they could do with this would be to have like a projector or something projecting like an image or shadows of all these scorpions crawling around. In terms of the spider pathway, I think a really great touch would be if they had some sort of spider animatronic dropping down as like a near miss for the guests. That brings us to the end of this YumYum report on Dreamworld for this week. As I mentioned, I do have more videos planned. I'll be covering the updates on all the parks on the Gold Coast. I don't have an exact schedule yet. Maybe this is something I'll do weekly. It really depends on what's happening at the parks themselves. But I do have lots of content planned for 2025, so stay tuned for that. And if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to support the channel even more, I also have added a membership option. This isn't mandatory, of course, and I don't expect many people to do this, but any extra support would be greatly appreciated, as it will help me continue to make high quality theme park content. Members will receive access to new videos a day before the public, and will also receive a special shout out and thanks at the end of my videos. So yeah, feel free to do that if you like. Once again, you don't have to, and any support is greatly appreciated, but my goals for this year are to continue making really high quality content, and I want to push myself as far as possible, so any support would be greatly appreciated. That will help go towards new equipment, new gear, which will make the quality of my videos much higher and hopefully more enjoyable. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.